Yeah. And I tell all new agents, I get a chance to mentor quite a few, that you definitely have to be financially sound, because those first couple months, you should plan on there's no closing check coming in right away.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's one of this, it can be daunting, for any agent going into the business, and, just being able to persevere and know that if you do some work, or maybe by luck, because of your sphere, that you'll make it work.
Yeah. Welcome to the Dispatch on Purpose. I'm your host, Amy Dahl, and we are here in Las Vegas, Nevada for our RE/MAX series at the RE/MAX convention. And I am excited to have you join us. We have had an awesome week with agents from around the globe. And today, my guests come from Hawaii. Kate and Lisa, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Why don't you introduce yourself to our guests?
So I'm Kate Walsh.
Yes.
And I am from the North Shore of Oahu.
Awesome. Welcome to the show.
Aloha. I'm Lisa Colmus, and I'm down toward the southern end of Oahu.
Awesome. And you guys knew each other before you came here to R4, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Do you work together? You're in separate offices, though, correct?
Yes. Yeah. We do work with each other. I guess yes, under one brokerage, but we are in separate offices. Yeah. I'm located up in Hawai'i on the North Shore of Oahu.
Okay. Yeah. And then you're in the southern side.
Yes, and when we do trainings, we get to go to the central office in Kahala, and we've gotten to know each other through trainings.
Oh, fun.
And then oddly, we found out that we knew each other from before, because Kate also is an aesthetician and does my daughter's eyelashes.
Oh, funny. What a small world.
Very small world. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Now, how long have you been in real estate?
So I got my license last year, 2025, right around June. And I joined the RE/MAX office in June.
Which is really awesome. By the way, you are my newest realtor ever on the podcast.
Really?
Which is really
Thank you
cool.
so much.
And Lisa, how long have you been in real estate?
I was a realtor in Maryland for 8 years, and then recently moved to Oahu in March of last year. So I'm just celebrating my 1-year anniversary. And I joined RE/MAX Hawaii just when they actually became RE/MAX.
Yeah, and we met today. So for all my viewers, we met today here at the conference and had such great conversation and connection. I was like, come be on the podcast. But we have a funny connection.
We do. So my broker in Maryland was Mark Davis, and his daughter Kelsey is with Motto Mortgage, and you helped her buy her house.
I did, and she's a fellow Naval Academy grad.
Yes.
And her husband and my husband served together, and we come all the way to Vegas to meet an agent from Hawaii who used to be in Maryland, and we have mutual friends.
Awesome friends.
Yeah,
very awesome.
Very small world.
I miss them so much.
Yeah, they are great people. All right, so much to tackle here. I want to talk about what it's like to be a brand new agent here at R4. And then I also want to talk about you reinventing yourself in Hawaii. I mean, when you establish yourself in real estate, it's hard to start over. So we'll touch on that too. Okay, so let's start with what's it like being a first timer here?
Sorry, I always get a little nervous.
Oh, you're okay.
It's okay.
You're totally okay. Okay, so you got your license last summer.
Yes.
Why did you decide to go into real estate first? And what did you do before real estate?
So I have been an esthetician for, I want to say around 12 to 13 years. So it's been a long
a great
career.
job serving people, though.
Yes, exactly. So it's been fantastic, taking care of people and creating a really strong client base that's based off of, me taking care of them.
I love my esthetician, so
Me too.
I'll speak to that. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. And then I guess far as what the question was.
Yeah. So why make the switch?
Why did I switch? So back in my 30s, I really started meeting a lot of realtors. And for me also, growing up, my father, he did insurance, but he did a lot of construction. His friend did construction. My brother was a carpenter. He did roofing, but then he decided to become an architect. And then strangely, growing up as well, my mom was always into homes. So we would go look at homes. And then we would go to historic homes and check them out. And so I kind of had this background from my childhood of exploring spaces.
Yeah.
then in my 30s, I just started getting, like working with people and wanting to help them, but using my body physically over time. I started realizing I wanted a different path.
Yeah.
And Hawaii has such unique homes.
You do.
It is a beautiful place to live.
Yeah.
And, because of that, in that moment, it just wasn't right because I had two very small children at that time. And I think anyone that...
It is hard to start with young children.
Yes.
I started before I had kids, but I have navigated the road with children. And I was established, and it's hard.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and, and I think you have a lot of sacrificing to do in the beginning. And I was very aware of that. So just over time, like given some time, my children are much older now. And
you have 3, right?
Yes. So I have 2 of my own and 1 stepson. And my oldest is grown out of the house. And then
he's military, by the way,
yes,
for all of my military listeners, because we come from a military background.
Yeah. So he joined the Coast Guard last fall. And so he's, now a new Coastie.
It's awesome.
And it's really, I'm so proud of him. But because of where I am now in my life and the transition that I've been through, it's given me the opportunity to really delve into real estate. And I now have been afforded the time, and even financially, I've been able to be I'm in a place where I can financially support it very, very part-time, doing, my aesthetics and then getting into the real estate. And I tell all new agents, I get a chance to mentor quite a few, that you definitely have to be financially sound, because those first couple months, you should plan on, there's no closing check coming in right away. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I think that's one of this, it can be daunting, for any agent going into the business, and just being able to persevere and know that if you do some work, or maybe by luck, because of your sphere, that you'll make it work.
Yeah, you absolutely can. So then you left Maryland to move all the way. What generated the move from Maryland to Hawaii first?
So my daughter moved here about 7 years ago. And we got tired of making the trip, honestly. And she's a full-time artist here. And my parents both passed away in 2020, and they were in Maryland near me. And it kind of lifted the, reins for us to kind of explore where we'd want to be. And we decided we wanted to spend more time with her. So we said, let's try it a year. We rented our house in Maryland, put all of our belongings in a little storage box, came out here with 4 suitcases, and we're living with her. So we're renting a house together. And I wanted to be with RE/MAX still if I was going to do real estate. I wasn't sure if I was ready to do real estate, or even what this unique culture, how they would receive me. So I kind of watched and talked to other realtors, and I paid attention to people and what their needs were. And I saw a need that I think I could help with. And it just so happened that the timing worked out, that Mark met Myron in DC. And before he even got back, I was able to talk to him. And so it is, as soon as I joined, I got my license here. And as soon as I joined, I kind of felt like I had found a home. Like in Hawaii, we call it ohana, right? And it just feels like that to me. It feels very much like my brokerage in Maryland. And I feel the support. And I'm ready to go, but I am starting over. And I've actually met 2 agents here at the conference who are in my same position in different areas. They moved from an area they had been at for a while, and now they're starting over. And it's a little harder when you get to my age, because you don't have kids in school, and so you've got to make your own sphere. Which I'm working hard at. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to say hi. And I've got the cutest little mini golden doodle, so she makes it easy.
That's a great conversation starter right there.
But I'm training with all the new agents, and what's cool is I'm going back to the basics. The place where I started, where I had to do a certain number of touches a day, where I had to set goals, where I had to, make sure I sat at the desk and did the work, and stayed on top of it. I'm doing that again. So when you get comfortable in anything, you kind of just, you you don't have to do the things you did in the early days always. You know, my sphere grew. I got referrals a lot. Now I've got to start that all over again, which is R4.
Yeah.
You know, R4 is me reconnecting with agents as a Hawaii agent.
Yeah.
So that's been really sweet too.
That's awesome. Do you know Peggy Young? She is in Scottsdale. She's in the Scottsdale market. You guys should meet her.
Okay.
And I may connect you. So she moved from Alaska, very well established in Alaska, and picked up and moved to Scottsdale,
Okay.
which, like Hawaii, is an expensive and established market, and had to reinvent herself. And she is older. She's a lot older than you are. She's probably closer to our age. And she said it was hard to start all over again. And she's probably, I don't know, 5-6 years into it now. She's several years into it. And I met her a couple of years ago. But she's amazing, and you'd probably really benefit from meeting her.
I'd love to meet her.
She actually learned while she was there. I'm going to spoil her story because she's going to be on my podcast one day. But that the Alaska realtor, or a lot of her Alaska population, buy second homes in Scottsdale.
Oh.
And she said, and it's a warmer climate. So she started marketing to her old market and became the Scottsdale agent for Alaska.
Love
And
it.
it was a huge, boost for her. And she does great. And she's always here at all the conferences. So you will cross paths with her, but I may connect you guys because
I love
she'll
that.
be a good reference for you.
Well, Maryland has a lot of military presence too.
Yes.
So does Hawaii. So I'm connecting with I have my military relocation certification.
Yep.
So I'm using my connections with the military there to try to get some referrals too.
Nice. That's awesome. That's really smart. And that's actually one of the things when I saw your tags, I was like, ooh, Hawaii. We get people that move to and from Hawaii all the time. Actually, I've got clients that are coming that will be leaving Hawaii here shortly, coming out. And I'm not sure where they're at in Hawaii. So,
okay.
But they're leaving Hawaii, coming back to Virginia. Yeah, we do have people because of the military that come and go. All right. So what are your goals for this year? Big goals?
Oh gosh. I do have goals of how many transactions I would like to close and just continue learning. I think, at least for myself, but I think it resonates with a lot of other agents that begin. Yeah. It's kind of like drinking water from a fire hose. There is so much information that is coming at you that it can seem quite overwhelming. The more that you get into it, the more that you see, it becomes easier. And then even when you think that it's easy, you're still learning something.
Yeah.
And so it's just, through transactions and meeting, connecting and meeting people. So R4 has been such a wonderful place to meet people. And this has helped so much, I think, with confidence.
Getting you out of your shell a little bit?
Absolutely. But something that I started to think about as the days have gone on are the words that every speaker has been saying. They are resonating, they're echoing each other.
Yes, the authenticity, the relationships, the common. There's been a lot of common.
The warmth.
Yes, warmth. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think within this brand, because I don't know any of the other brands, but I found that it feels also like a family, which is a great feeling to have, especially as a newer agent.
Yeah, and it's really honestly fun to hear from you as a newer agent, just because it's what we hope. It's why I've stayed with the brand for so long. I've been with the brand 22 years now, but it's what you hope that the new people are coming in are seeing, like that not just we feel because we've been here for a long time and we wouldn't leave, but that we're projecting that on agents that are coming from elsewhere. So that's really actually comforting to hear.
Thank you so much. You're so warm and easy to speak with. So it's such an honor to be here and just to talk with you.
Well, I was really excited to have a newer agent. You were so easy to talk with at the coffee. We met at the coffee bar today, which was really cool. But you do project confidence, and I will tell you too, remembering being in your shoes, that R4 is overwhelming whether you've been doing it 22 years or 6 months. Like it is always overwhelming. It always feels like this part feels like a fire hose. You're like, I can't take any more. And when you've been doing it a long time, and then you're seeing all the new ways people are doing things, you're thinking, oh gosh, do I need to take this on? Do I need to change the way I do stuff? Should I be doing this? And you have to step back and remember, okay, I got to where I'm at by doing things okay. But if you could take 1, 2, or 3 nuggets away to bring into your business and actually take action after the conference, then you're doing well anyway.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing that,
Yeah.
because it's really nice to hear,
It is.
even for someone
It
that's
is overwhelming.
seasoned, in the industry, that you feel the
Yes.
same way.
Yes. Yeah. 10 years ago, 15 years ago, they were pushing Facebook on us. You need to get onto social media. And then all the old people were like, oh, social media, I'm not going to do that. Now now it's all AI. And it's funny to look how far we've come, but it's still all overwhelming. It really is. So what about you? Any big goals, Lisa?
I guess my first goals are to try to pronounce all the names in Hawaii.
Even as you guys introduced yourself, I wouldn't even I wasn't even going to start with, here's where they're from, because I would butcher the names.
I mean, words like Kaneohe and Ka'ava, and I want to know the areas. So I am out on a daily basis taking wrong turns on purpose.
Yeah.
I want to get to know the neighborhoods, see the people, eat the food in the different areas. And even though it's a small island, and Kate can help me out here, each segment has its own different little unique way of doing things.
Yeah.
And a different feel. So, I mean, Oahu is has a little bit of city, has a little bit of country, has a little bit of beach, has a little bit of North Shore surfing, So I want to get to know all those niches, which somebody who, like Kate, who's been around for a long time, she just knows them.
Yeah.
Kinda
How long have you lived in Hawaii, Kate?
21 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you take that for granted.
Yeah, but in even living there for as long as I have, there are still areas I'm still discovering.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you didn't have to discover them before. You go into real estate now, you need to know them all.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. What have you found is the easiest thing about starting over, and what's been the hardest?
The easiest is remembering the why I do it.
Yeah.
Like I was a teacher and a principal for 25 years. So educating and helping people is just
Educators make great realtors, by the way.
it's in my nature.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
want them to know all the information, and
Yeah.
I can lead them to it. So that's been easy. And then the harder parts of it are just learning all the differences, because there are some very different things from Maryland to Hawaii.
I can only imagine.
So, man, the way the disclosures are, I need to know them back and forth. The condo documents, there's a lot more of those. HOA fees are very different here. The houses a lot of them are older, so just getting to know. I like going on inspections.
Yeah.
I like seeing termites. I like seeing mold.
Yeah.
Knowing all the things, yeah. And then the way the houses are situated on the hills, knowing where your pipes come and stop, and we just don't have as much of that in the area where I am. So, trying to learn all of that at once is a little bit harder. So once I get that down, I'll be able to, up and running a little bit faster. But I've got a great mentor in the brokerage. We all get somebody who mentors us. Her name is May Pang, and she's a boss babe. And she would hate it that I said that, but she's a strong negotiator, and she's really good at teaching me. So she's let me go on quite a few things and watch her. And I think that's where you learn the best.
Yes.
Is mentoring. My mentor in Maryland is actually the reason I stayed in real estate.
Wow.
And my husband and I had both gotten let go of our jobs on the same day, which seems like
teaching?
The school, it was a private school, and financially they had to make some hard cuts, and we'd been there a really long time, and we were part of that cut. And I called my mentor and I said, I got let go. And she goes, that's great news. She goes, you can't.
That's not what I was looking for.
I was like, well, what? And she goes, you can't dip your toe in real estate. You just got to dive in. And she did something really unique. She locked arms with me, and she said, we're going to do this together. And she said, let's let our buyers be our buyers, and we're going to share. We're going to help each other stage homes when we list, and then we'll share a piece of the pie each time we get a commission. And so it really helped me to survive the first year.
Oh, I
And
love that.
so staging has been a passion of mine from day one, one of the reasons why I love real estate. And when I first moved to Oahu, I got one of my daughter's best friends is a stager.
Nice.
And so that's kind of how I got my feet wet initially, was getting to stage with her, because it's just so fun. It's the work that doesn't feel like work.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been fun, enjoyable, but a lot, like Kate said, there's a lot coming at you, and you just got to decide you're going to do the hard things.
Yeah. Yeah. And I do agree that you have to dive in. to dip your toe in. Most people quit when they dip their toe in because they are either too scared to jump all the way in, or they find it too intimidating or too hard, and they just don't succeed. But when you jump in, you have no choice but to swim. So, and the more you swim, the easier it actually becomes. What about you? What's been the hardest thing and the easiest thing, you think?
Oh gosh.
I know.
I mean, I think one of the most difficult things that I found getting into real estate, and even now, is I didn't realize how many emotions being in this business was going to bring up. So that has been, I think, one of the very, again, like unique things about real estate, because one of the things I don't think the public maybe understands, or other people that are like, oh, I want to become a realtor, is there is so much that happens behind the scenes, and what you have to go through. I mean, personally, just even in your business life, and you're managing so many things when you're dealing with clients, but then also just in the learning process. So that has been a challenge, but one that I happily receive.
Embrace. Yeah.
Yes, I do, because I think growth is very important. And, going through the steps of, defeat, or feeling defeat, and also like the wins that you have.
Yeah.
Those are all really great emotions.
There are lots of highs and lows.
Yes, and things, they're really great things to go through.
Yeah.
And that's what makes being in this industry exciting.
Yeah. No 2 days are ever alike.
No, they're not.
Yeah. So what's been the easiest thing?
Connecting with people.
Yeah.
That's been the easiest. The connection. I think it comes naturally for me. And it's been something, my whole life I've been able to do. But
like the girl you met at the coffee bar?
I know, it's you. So that has just been the easiest. And I really enjoy that. I enjoy the people, I enjoy the conversations, sharing stories, learning new things, and it's a very intimate job.
Yeah.
And so in a different way, from, being an aesthetician, it is a very intimate thing to be doing with people, right?
Yep.
And then in another way, I found that having that as my background has been translating well into becoming a realtor, because it's another very intimate, relationship. It's very personal with the clients.
Yeah, I can see that.
And your roommate over here.
Yes.
So what's been your favorite part about R4?
Connecting with people.
Yeah, because this is your first one.
It is. This is my first one. I came into this, and actually both of us,
this is not your first R4?
No, this isn't.
Yeah,
this
I didn't
is the
think so.
first one, but we decided the Friday before flying out.
Oh, total
Yes.
last minute decision.
Last
Did you get a room at the
minute.
hotel? You at the MGM?
MGM.
Yeah. We were kind of scrambling Friday
Yeah, I
to
think
get
I had,
everything planned.
I think I had decided Thursday night I'm going to go. I was like, I'm just going to bite the bullet and go. I had to change all my flights because I'm heading back to Maryland after. And then I went to class, and Kate was like, I want to go. And I was like, done. So we roomed together, and it's been wonderful
So
hanging
like 3
out.
days before the event.
Yeah. And I will say, we have great leadership in our office. In my office, I work.
You're going to
with,
make your broker's day, by the way.
No, but they really they're gems, and it makes all the difference having people that believe in you and also encourage you, and also like maybe you shouldn't make any excuses. So, between the Moody team that I work for on the North Shore, and then also the Curio team that's in Kahala. So we were fortunate enough to have Myron lead the class on Friday. And at the end of class, he's like, who is going to R4? And he's sitting there, and he's standing there, and he's like, I think he may have said something to someone. Is like, why aren't you going, right? And even though he was talking to somebody else, I think he was speaking to everybody in the room.
Yeah.
And it just struck something in me, because I was thinking, whoa, He is so true.
Is that when you decided?
Yeah, it's so true because he said something to the effect of, seizing the day, and there are 365 days in a year. So why would you not go to R4, make connections, make an impression, or like wait a whole year, you know? And so because of that, that's what got, because I was like, oh yeah, I don't have any excuses. So why would I be sitting at home and missing this?
Yeah. It is a shot in the arm. Like it's sometimes just the boost that you need and the reconnection. It took me years though before I learned the power of the networking at this event. Like I was just going to the classes and trying to take it all in, and I felt overwhelmed. And I've slowed down over the years, and I do the classes, and then I also make time to make sure I have sit down lunches and dinners with people that are out of my office. I do stuff with my office too, with my agents, but that networking, like this conference offers you, it cannot be replaced. Like you will, and I can't tell you how many times I've gotten a call where somebody said, I didn't meet you at R4, but somebody from my office did. And I said, I need an agent in Virginia Beach. And they threw out your name. And so sometimes it's not even the people you met, but it's people that you met who send your name to somebody else. So it is huge. And if you get the opportunity, go to some of the smaller events too. I think Luxury, they're going to do every other year now. So they'll have some other events too that you should absolutely watch for.
Yeah, and I would like to add on to what you said. Not only is it great for networking, with just other people, globally and through the nation, I have found one of the surprisingly, I found one of the best things as a newer agent was to come and connect with all the other agents in the office.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true too. Did your office get together while you guys were here?
We had a dinner. There was 44 of us that came because it's all most of them, their first time coming. So it's been exciting to watch them be excited too.
That is awesome. You have a lot of new people. How big is your office? Because they have a couple offices.
5 offices.
Right? 5 offices.
And then we have, we also have, I don't know if the 5 includes Maui, but we have office in Maui too. And then we have about 180 agents.
Wow.
So
that is impressive.
It's a big group. But 44 came, and we've kind of gotten together here and there. But then I think we also say to each other, see you later. We're going to go and connect.
Go sit at different tables.
Yeah, which is cool. And we've done that. We've done that, and we've come back together. We've done that, and we've come back together.
Yeah. Yeah, we do the same thing. And when we go to smaller events, I tell my agents, you go to a different table than I will, because the people that you're sitting with at some of the smaller events, once you get to know them at your round table, like those are the people you're going to connect with. I don't need to know about our market from you. Like, let me learn from somebody who's in a different market.
Yeah.
So talk to me about your real estate markets. What are they like? Are things moving fast, slow?
Well, from what I hear, and I'm just getting my feet wet.
I know you're just getting your feet wet.
The single-family homes are going a lot better right now than the condominium sales. But everything looks good.
Everybody's having condo issues. Yeah. For insurance purposes.
Insurance and then the HOA fees are very, very high. And the price point in Hawaii is high. Yeah. The average is around 1.12, something like that. So, but it doesn't scare some people. There's still buyers out there every day.
Well, you got to live somewhere. So you're going to rent and spend a lot, or you're going to buy and you're going to spend a lot.
Right. And there's a lot of new products that can help first-time home buyers even to get in places, which when I was in Maryland, I found very important. Yeah. I'm going to say like important because they do the T's in important. I found it very, I don't know, it filled me to help people who couldn't afford a home or thought they couldn't afford a home to get in a home. Yeah. And one of the speakers who spoke today spoke to that and talked about how just as important it is to do that as it is to do a huge deal. Yeah. That's kind of nice because you'll get the money, but this just feels so good. Yeah. And it sticks with you a long time. And the amount of time you spend and the relationship that you have with those clients lasts so long, and when you call them and check on them and hear about their house and what they're doing to it, it's filling.
Yeah. So if you had to give advice to somebody who was looking to start a second career, because you're both second career realtors. I was a second career realtor, but I made the jump. Well, I was active duty Navy, and I flew for the Navy for 20 years, but I flew active for 8, got my real estate license, and then started in real estate while I was still a reservist, and then eventually made the full-time switch. But if you had to give advice to somebody who was starting over that wanted to do a second career in real estate, having just done it, and you guys are still fresh in it and kind of learning. I mean, you've been in real estate for longer, but you're starting in a new market, so you're really starting over. And you're starting a whole second career. What piece of advice would you give?
Oh gosh, what would I give?
I know. And I don't
Yeah.
give these questions to you ahead of time, so the
Yeah,
audience
I
doesn't
know.
realize there's no prep. It's all authentic.
Yeah, I mean, I guess the best advice that I would give to anybody that is, really wanting to get into it and make it a career that
Yeah.
is lifelong, right? Is to have dedication, perseverance, right?
Yeah.
And just have fun too.
Yeah.
I think it's important to have fun along the way and really enjoy making relationships with people.
Yeah. It's good advice.
I
What'd you
would
say?
say I echo her sentiments totally. And then I also think connecting with a brokerage
Yep.
or a group of people that care about educating you.
Yes.
Our brokerage, we're in class 3 days a week. Some of
Yep.
them are for new agents, but some of them are just to keep us up to date on what's going on so
Yeah.
that we don't make the same mistakes as other people make.
Yes.
We're held to a pretty high standard.
Yep.
We're in a place where it could feel a little cold to follow all these rules, but it's done in such love in our brokerage that's made all the difference for me. So
Yeah.
I would encourage somebody to do that. And I would say, get a mentor.
I was just going to say
The
that. You had
mentor
touched on-
relationship it's everything. And it has to be the right one for you
Yeah.
to match your style, but you can learn so much and you'll always hear their voice in your head when you're
Yes.
doing stuff, and that was, again, I still
Yeah.
call her. I tried to get her to come with me to this. I was like, Christy, please. But we'll see each other when I go home. But
Yeah.
it makes all the difference for a new agent.
Huge.
Yeah.
It is.
And have somebody you
huge.
can ask questions to.
Yeah.
Because every time something comes up, you would feel bad if you have to ask just anybody.
Yep.
But if you've got key people you can go to get the answers, because we're not going to know everything.
Yeah.
I mean, I have agents who've been in the business a while who I still asking other agents,
Yeah.
hey, what about this?
I'm a broker owner, and I have a managing broker who works for me, who's been in the business 40 years, and I've been in 22 years, and I still call her, and she works for me, and I'll be like, okay, Kathy, I need you to be my sounding block and make
Yep.
sure I'm doing everything correctly. And she's like, you're fine, you're good. I'm like, what am I not thinking of that I haven't thought of? So you're right.
Yeah.
You will, it's always nice to have a sounding board, but the mentorship thing is huge. And you guys both came on as individual agents, and I have to applaud you for that. Like, I came on as a team member, and my dad was in real estate, so I had a built-in mentor. And I shadowed him and did everything that you're doing, but I was fortunate enough to have a family member, and he's retired Navy, and he's pretty hardcore too. So I had the standards I had to meet. I
Yeah.
love him. We have a great relationship, and he's retired now. But that mentorship aspect, I still find that even many, many years later, like, I still use some of the same phrasing and verbiage that he used that I just picked up. But if you can surround yourself, you're only as successful as the people you surround yourself with. And having a mentorship and and a guide through it. And now 22 years in, I have a real estate coach, and I pay a lot for a real estate coach because I believe in coaching and mentorship very, very strongly, actually. And everything that I've ever been successful in, I've had a coach or a mentor. Yeah, they bring you to the next level.
I have one more thing.
Yeah.
And that is your family is going to need to support you in this because
Yes.
real estate isn't 9 to 5. And you could say your phone's going to go off at 9, but if you see that text come in, you don't always want to wait till the next day to address it. So
Yeah.
your family needs to understand the pulls that are going to be on you. And my family's been extremely supportive.
Yeah.
And it's been helpful.
And sometimes that's a learning curve for the family. When you do have to, I mean, it's good to set boundaries,
Yeah.
but your boundaries sometimes have to flex when your clients are only in town for 3 days and, and you've got to give all your attention for 3 days to those people because that's what you've got. And you guys are probably used to people flying in for a very short window of time, and then flying out. It's not like they're going to get in the car and drive to Hawaii to come look at houses,
Yeah.
So,
Or in a crazy market when the
Yes.
offer's due at midnight.
yes.
I can't say, oh, sorry, I can't
Yeah.
do that. So yeah, those are complex.
Yeah, absolutely. We were before we got started, I was doing the same thing, trying to get an offer out really quickly and crunching that time to get it to the other side for. So it is no day is ever the same for sure. And you're right, your family does have to support you. And I think that's key. And you touched on something earlier too. It is I get moms that approach me all the time about getting into real estate, and it is hard to do it when it's young. I've coached a lot of agents that are where their kids are in middle school and high school and they're a little more self-sufficient. But even then, you're going to take away time from your family, you know, and as they get older, you know, little kids, little problems, big kids, big problems. So as they get older, and they have sports things and things like that, you're going to learn to set those boundaries and those time constraints, because it is definitely not a 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I feel that, you know, having teenagers,
Yes.
it's different, you know, thinking that they're older, I've actually, like you said, I've realized that they are bigger, and there can be, you know, it can lead to, you know, they're a little bit more quiet about it.
But they're probably going through an adjustment right now.
Yes,
They're probably used to being able to get a hold of you all the time.
Yes, yeah. And I was pretty much a stay-at-home mom, but that's what I asked for, you know.
Yeah.
I was really fortunate to have that dream come true.
Uh-huh.
And then, and now it is so much learning how to balance the family aspect along with work, because there have been days where I have worked all day.
Yeah.
I mean, the entire day, and it's 10 o'clock at night. I haven't eaten, and my family has just been waiting for me, but then they're in bed.
Yeah.
So I think it's really important, you know, for even moms that are like, oh, I want to get into this, for them to know how to have a healthy boundary around, you know, the home life and then also the professional life.
Yeah, I'm doing it in reverse. When I first started, I was in my 20s. My husband was deploying, so it was easy. I could work all the way through midnight, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Back then, I stuffed envelopes and I was mailing to my client base, you know, regular envelopes, and I would work crazy long hours. I had my kids later in my career, so I was a little more established, which was nice. You know, you get to that point where the referrals come in because it's your sphere and they continue. But you're right. Having young children in this business is not for the faint of heart. I can write many stories about strapping my child along my stomach and going to do a walkthrough while they're strapped to my body. And funny enough, I bought my brokerage and didn't think I would have any more kids. And 5 days after I closed on my brokerage, I found out I was pregnant with my 3rd child. So
Surprise.
I have great stories about doing this with young children. But you're right, it is a balancing act, no matter what their ages are, learning how to do it. But it can be done. Yes. And you guys are proof positive that starting over can be done and done well. All right, so if people wanted to find you and reach you, how would they find you?
They can find me on Instagram. It's Hawai'i Haven by Kate.
Okay.
You can also find me on remax.com, you know, through that site as well. And where else?
Those are good ones.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually the internet and Instagram that covers things now.
That's where I'm at right now.
I love it. How do they find you, Lisa?
Instagram, Next Move with Lisa.
Next
I'm
Move
also
with
on
Lisa.
TikTok and Facebook. And then my email address is lisa.colmus@remaxhawaii.com.
Perfect.
And then my website is easy. It's lisacolmus.com.
Nice. That's awesome. That is easy. Well, thanks for being on the show. Safe travels. Do you guys travel back tomorrow?
Yes.
Awesome. And
I have to head back to Maryland.
Oh, that's right.
heading
You're
back
going out to
Hawaii,
Maryland.
right?
Yes,
yeah, you're going to go see family?
Yes, we'll see family, and then we rented our house there.
Oh, that's
so we
right.
have we're trading out renters. So yeah, we're going to go check on the house in the snow.
Oh, that's right. Oh,
Thankfully, all my winter clothes are still there.
in boxes?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, have safe travels.
All right.
And thanks for being on the show. And hopefully we'll see you again at another R4.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Thanks, Amy.
absolutely. Thanks for joining us. And again, we've had a great week here at RE/MAX R4. I hope you've enjoyed all the content, and we will see you next time.